Hello guys, my name is Sam and welcome back to SWTOR Central, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the patch notes for 5.6. Now I'm currently recording this video on the 27th of November, which means the patch will be released tomorrow. At least for me. If you're watching this video, it's probably today. That is so confusing. I have no idea why I would open with that. Okay, so patch 5.6 is actually a pretty big one, and some really cool stuff that's being added with this patch. Now looking at the patch notes now, I'm sort of just going to go top to bottom. I will be skipping all of the class balancing changes that they're making, so if you're interested in those, then please feel free to go and check out somebody such as Volk, who will probably be going over some of those in some detail. For this video, we're going to be going over everything else that isn't classes. Okay, so to start off with, we are going to be getting the new Flashpoint, a traitor among the Chiss. Now this is a continuation of the last Flashpoint that we got, which was Crisis on Umbara. So it's a continuation of the story. We're going to see the traitor of Iokath once again. The new Flashpoint will be released with a solo mode, a veteran mode, and a master mode. Exactly the same as what happened with Crisis on Umbara. And the next thing coming with this new patch is going to be the new operation boss, the Son of Shadows, Nahut. Is it just me or has it taken a really long time to finish this raid? I don't know. So obviously a new operation boss is going to be pretty cool. And the next thing that we're going to be getting is a new activities window. Now that probably sounded really foreign, but this is basically a completely revamped group finder. So to make this simple, the galactic command window that we had when you hit Control and G, that has been removed. The group finder window that you know and are used to has also been removed. We now have something different, which is called the activities window, and you do all of your queuing for every piece of content in this game via that window, whether it be solo content, heroic missions, operation bosses, event bosses, anything at all is going to be done through the activities window. So along with this new activities window that we're going to be getting a different reward system. So I'm going to try and put this as simple as possible. So let's take each piece of content and just separate them. So we have uprisings, operations, heroics, solo content, event content, and so on and so on. Now there is going to be a daily reward that you can earn for queuing in each different category of content. But you can only earn that daily reward when you queue for everything within that category. So let's say that that category is uprisings and you're trying to do a veteran mode uprising. Then to get the daily reward, you need to queue for every single uprising and then complete it. Now this doesn't mean complete every single uprising that there is, it just means make sure that you queue for them all. It's basically going to work the same way that the weekly did, called searching for allies, and to complete that specific weekly you actually needed to queue for every single flashpoint and then complete one at random basically. But as I said, there is a daily reward for each different category. So once you've done it for uprisings, you can move on and queue for every single flashpoint, do one at random, complete it, get another daily reward there. Now the best part about this is that there is going to be a repeatable reward for all pieces of content. So let's say that you did the daily reward for the flashpoints category. You're going to be able to do the same thing again because it's going to be a repeatable reward, but it might be something different. At this moment I don't have too much information, but once the patch goes live I'll try and make a video that explains everything a little bit better. For now I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. So the next thing we have coming with patch 5.6 is going to be the new Galactic Starfighter map above Iokath. This map is going to be a 12 versus 12 deathmatch. So yeah, new Galactic Starfighter map, a deathmatch, it's going to be pretty cool. If I can, I'll try and cover it in a live stream in the future. And one of the next things coming with patch 5.6 is going to be a new cartel market item called the Master's Datacron. So don't be fooled by the name, it's not actually a Datacron which is going to boost your stats, even though I guess that is kind of exactly what it's going to do. Basically, this is a consumable item which you can buy for 2,000 cartel coins, and it's going to boost your character to level 70. So think of the Outlander tokens. When you consume an Outlander token, it lets you start a character at level 60 or level 65. Depending on which level you chose to start at, you'll be placed in the relevant expansion, Knights of the Fallen Empire or Knights of the Eternal Throne. Now with the Master's Datacron, it's a little bit different. So let's say you buy the item for a level 1 Sith Marauder and then you use it, you're then going to be boosted to a level 70 Sith Marauder. It's also going to give you a bunch of level 70 gear, which I have no doubt will probably be very bad, but at least it's some basic gear to get you going. But the main thing that you're going to want to keep in mind here is that this boost will not progress your story. So let's go back to my previous example. If you're a level 1 Sith Marauder and you're boosting to a level 70, then you will still be on Korriban with your story. You will not be boosted to any of the expansions. You'll still be in the exact same place within your story. You'll just be level 70 and have some level 70 gear. Now the only other thing I understand about this is that when you use it, you will be placed on your class ship. And I think this is the part that may or may not confuse some people. So just allow me to clear this up for you really quickly. So if you are indeed a character that hasn't yet received their class ship and you use this, you're going to be pretty confused once you land on your class ship after using it, right? But don't worry, it's just going to place you on your relevant class ship. Once you leave, you won't have your class ship and you'll have to progress through your story to get it back. I'm not entirely sure why they decided to do it like that. They probably could have just done it to the fleet or something, I'm not really sure. But that's the way it's going to work, so just don't be fooled. You won't actually have your class ship if you're not up to that point in the story. Okay, so moving on to some of the other things that you should be aware of with patch 5.6. Now, because of the changes that they've made to Group Finder, if you have any progress currently with some flashpoints, then they're probably going to be reset. So when you log in after patch 5.6 goes live and you are halfway through the Foundry, don't be surprised to see that your mission has completely reset and you need to start from scratch. I don't really see it as a big deal. I think you'll be fine. Okay, so before I get into the last segment of this video, I'm just going to touch on the activities window again really quickly. So they did also add something else in place as an additional reward using this new form of Group Finder. Now, from what I understand, when using this new Group Finder system, you're actually going to be told what roles are needed. So for the Flashpoints category, it might be saying, hey, we need healers in this queue. But here is the cool part. Let's say that's actually the case and they need healers in the queue. Then the activities window is going to offer healers an additional reward for queuing up, because that's what that current queue needs. It needs healers. I think this is actually a pretty cool thing. I'm not entirely sure how much that's going to help with queue times, especially since we just had a server merge, but nonetheless I think it's pretty goddamn cool. And just one last thing really quickly about the activities window, actually, in case I didn't mention it earlier, there is going to be a solo window within the activities window. So if you're like a solo player, then don't worry, there's going to be a solo window where you can go and do all of your solo content from in just one interface. So it's going to be very simple for you. So that's solo flashpoints, heroics, and event dailies, that kind of thing. It's all going to be very basic for you. It's going to be right there in front of you. It's going to be dead easy. So, okay, so moving on to the next thing. I'm told that characters across the galaxy will now have the appropriate amount of sparkle in their eyes. For any of you who didn't know, there's actually a thing going around recently in the game where a lot of the NPCs and players' eyes were looking really sparkly and glassy, and it looked kind of creepy after a while, but it appears that they're changing that now and they're actually fixing it. So that's good. So the next thing coming with patch 5.6 is going to be a redesigned lockout interface, I believe. So basically they've just redesigned the lockout window to be more informative while removing any data that was no longer needed or just duplicate for some reason. So that's cool. I'll definitely take a look at that and just see what the deal is. And the next thing coming with patch 5.6 is activities such as heroic missions, solo flashpoints, and the Eternal Championship have been added to the activities window. Again, something else for the activities window. That's actually pretty cool though. The Eternal Championship is now going to be in the Group Finder / activities window. That's actually pretty cool. It also says here that the list of which you can queue for will be populated as you level up. So that's going to be just as normal with the old Group Finder interface. Okay, so the next thing is going to be about unassembled components. Now, if you didn't catch this in one of my previous videos, they are now changing the way that disintegration works within command crates. Okay, so let's say that you open up a command crate and you get a piece of green gear that drops in your command crate. The chances are you don't want it and you disintegrate it. Normally when you disintegrate it, you'll get a pretty minimal amount of CXP and it just goes towards your next crate. Well, what they've changed is now anytime you disintegrate any piece of gear, and gear only, you'll actually get unassembled components in return. I don't know how many unassembled components it's going to be. It's probably going to be a very small amount of unassembled components, I imagine. But nonetheless, it's unassembled components, so that's a bonus. Cool. Okay, so also related to unassembled components is going to be that now everything that costs unassembled components has doubled. So when you go to a vendor and you need to spend your unassembled components and it used to cost 200, well guess what? Now it costs 400. But wait, there's more, but it's good more. Don't worry, it's good news. Okay, so the amount of unassembled components that you had before patch 5.6 is going to be doubled in 5.6. So let's say you currently have 2,000 unassembled components. When you log in after patch 5.6, you're going to have 4,000 unassembled components. So don't worry, you're being compensated for these new changes. And it's going to seem pretty dumb. You're probably thinking, well, why did they do the change if they're just doubling the amount that we already had? They basically only made this change to balance out the changes that they made with disintegration. I hope that makes sense. Either or, if you don't understand it, you don't need to understand it because you're going to have the same amount of unassembled components, just double, but it's going to be the same value. Damn it, I make these videos so hard to understand sometimes. Or maybe I just don't understand myself. I don't know which one it is. And again, with unassembled components, every single source where you could have been rewarded with unassembled components has doubled. So for example, if you got 100 from the PvP weekly, you will now get 200 from the PvP weekly. It's pretty much as simple as that. Unassembled components will now no longer be found in the currency tab of your inventory. In fact, unassembled components are going to be a physical item that is stackable in your inventory. Please don't ask me which character they're going to be sitting on when you log in, because I have absolutely no idea. I don't know how they're going to do that. Hopefully you're just going to log in and on the first character, they're all just going to be there. I don't know, not entirely sure. Point being, unassembled components are now going to be a physical item, and they're also going to be bound to legacy. So that's good, that's awesome. And last but most certainly not least for this video, legacy credits. It's been a long time coming, boys. You can now deposit and withdraw credits from your legacy cargo hold. You have a deposit and a withdraw button. You can use this on all of your characters across your legacy when you use your legacy cargo hold. It is as simple as that. And it's about damn time. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you're now all up to date with the latest SWTOR news. And with that being said guys, that will be the end of this video. So thank you very much for watching and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.